So you're welcome back to the kitchen once again. Okay, so very quickly, let me walk you through the list of ingredients. The first thing you'll be needing is your all-purpose flour. You'll also be needing your sugar. You'll be needing your baking powder. Now baking powder is very optional, but it helps you to have a fine look. Okay, you'll also be needing your nutmeg. Now this is a liquid vanilla flavor. If you notice, we've not been using it for any of our other pastries, but liquid vanilla flavor. Now you can decide to either use vanilla, strawberry, coconut, all of these flavors just give it a unique taste on its own. Okay, now another thing you'll be needing is your pepper and your onion. Okay, now I use this because of the weather at the time, but this is totally optional. And you'll also be needing a pinch of salt. You'll be needing your yeast. Yes, you'll be needing your yeast, and then of course your powdered milk flavor. Now it is not compulsory this you should use a milk mix flavor like this. You can just use your normal powdered evaporated milk. Okay, so in a clean bowl, you level your flour, and you pour in 2 cups of sifted flour into your mixing bowl. 2 cups of 2 cups of sifted flour. Now the reason why we are doing 2 cups today is because it's just for the house. So, and in our introduction video, you notice I said if you want to make puff this weekend, this is your best bet. Okay, because this was just for the family. So the next thing you want to do now is to pour in 1/2 cup of sugar. So in your recipe module, it is the recipe that is there is for 4 cups of leveled flour, but this particular one is just for 2 cups of flour. Okay, so it means we are dividing all the ingredients. So the next thing you want to do now is to put 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, that's the next thing you want to do. You just want to pour in your baking powder inside that. And then the next thing you want to do now is to pour in your nutmeg. Okay, the next thing is to pour in your 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Do not forget, we said that we are dividing all the ingredients, so that's why we'll be using 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. So guys, this is my sister. She is actually the one that is putting in all the ingredients. Okay, so just bear with us. Okay, so the next thing now you want to add is your 1 tablespoon of powdered milk. That's the next thing you want to add. 1 tablespoon of powdered milk. Okay, so the next thing you want to add, and while all of this is while you are putting all of this in place, ensure you boil your water down. Now you just need a lukewarm water. Okay, you don't need it to be too hot nor too cold. Okay, you just need a lukewarm water. Now the next thing we are going to be adding is 1.5 teaspoon of yeast. Yeast is the most compulsory ingredient in every puff, but you need to be very, very careful. Now if you are using active dry yeast, then it means that you have to proof it inside a warm water first with a pinch of sugar, so that it will rise before you pour it inside your flour. But if you are using a normal dry yeast, I'm talking about if you are using the instant yeast, all you just need to do is to add it in just as I did. Okay, so now we move on to mixing all the ingredients together and pouring our warm water. Now I'm using the 1/2 cup. That's the 1/2 cup of the normal full cup, so I'm not using 1 full cup, I'm using 1/2 cup. So I'm just pouring in 1/2 cup. So now we have used 2 1/2 cup, which is equivalent to 1 full cup. We have used 2 half cup so far, which is equivalent to 1 full cup. Then I realized that I still needed more water, so you can see that we are just putting it one at a time. This is another half. This is equivalent to 3 half cup, that is equals to 1.5 full cup now. 1.5 full cup now. And then we added an extra half cup, but we did not finish the half cup. Okay, now you do not want your consistency to be too runny, neither do you want it to be too thick. Okay, just look at this consistency. Okay, you do not want it to be too runny, neither do you want it to be too thick. Okay, so all you just need is a consistency that you can pull from. Okay, a consistency you can pull from. Just watch. For those people that will not be using their spatula, all you just need to do is use your clean hands and just mix it. Okay, make sure you mix it until the batter is smooth. Now this is also the right time for you to add in your vanilla liquid flavor. Okay, now we added 1 teaspoon of vanilla liquid flavor. Trust me everyone, this particular recipe came out pretty and beautiful. Trust me, everyone who ate of this, in fact, they were just happy. The sugar was not much. The sugar was not much. It was balanced. The vanilla flavor, everything, all the ingredients came in together. Okay, so can you see what I'm talking about? You should be able to pick and drop it. Okay, you just need a consistency that you can pick and drop. If it is too runny, it will just slip off your hand. Okay, so the next thing you're going to be adding now is your onion and your pepper. So I didn't mix that all in, right? I didn't mix it all in. I just put it and then I covered it. Now you want your batter to be in a warm place. You can just put it inside your oven, heat up your oven for about a minute, and then you switch it off and then you put it inside. Okay, so we proved this batter for about 40 minutes. Okay, we proved it for about 40 minutes and it had already doubled in size. Everyone, it has doubled in size. Now I had to take it out so that you see the gluten. So once your batter begins to release its own gluten, then you are good to go. Okay, so let's proceed to frying. Now just watch how I am picking and dropping the batter. Can you see that? You just pick it and then you create a hole between your thumb and your first finger, and you just cut it. That is, you cut it to your desired shape. Okay, so these things are not difficult at all. You could also decide to scoop yours with your spoon at home, or you scoop it with the last cup of measuring cup. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to fry it on medium heat. Ensure that your oil is not too hot so that it will not burn. It will not begin to get too brown before you finish putting your batter. Okay, but for the sake of this video, I decided to do mine locally, which is the hand, because I know that a lot of us are having difficulty using the hand. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is to spray it on either a paper towel or on a sieve. Okay, and remove the excess oil. And guys, just look at it now. Look at how beautiful it came out. Just take a look at this gorgeousness. Let me know in the comment section what you feel about this recipe and if you are going to be trying it out anytime soon. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.